Chaos in its various forms can manifest in our relationships, careers, and personal endeavors. Our upcoming episode is a journey of unraveling the complexities, exploring the strategies, and embracing the power of purpose in silencing chaos. From seasoned experts to everyday warriors, you'll hear the story of triumph over disorder, insights on finding clarity amidst confusion, and practical wisdom on channeling purpose to declutter the chaos that surrounds us. Are you ready to embark on a transformative exploration that promises to illuminate the path of purposeful living and the liberation from chaos? Join us as we unravel the purpose and navigate the landscape of killing chaos in our lives. Guess what? I'm Akeelia Thompson. Welcome to Sold into Purpose.
Nothing can get me down. No way, no way, no, not today, no. Okay, nothing can get me down. No way, no way, no, not today, no. Okay, nothing can get me down. No way, no way, no, not today, no way. No way. Wave my troubles bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Now we're in our side. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Can't conquer I. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. No, not this time. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, 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 bye. Mama sing a happy song, everybody sing along. Cause you know the things and the times them set away. 1,000 signs we are stress away. No things come with mind, we are fret away. Sing a happy tune, me no want hear bad news. But bad mind and bad things now keep bad company. So when them come with them negativity, wave my hands in the air and say bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Now we're in our side. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Can't conquer I. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. No, not this time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sold into Purpose. I'm your host, Akeelia Thompson, and as always, it is a privilege to be with you this and every Wednesday morning. Here on the Sold into Purpose podcast, this is where we take you into a deep dive into personal growth. We share practical insights as well as provide you with heartfelt stories that you can listen to and gain valuable gems to get sold into purpose. If you're just joining us, come on, let somebody know who will let somebody know that we are live. As always, where is your teacup? Where is your coffee cup? Get your cups and let's take a sip together. Please subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Sold into Purpose. That is SOULED into Purpose. Subscribe to our channel at Akeelia Thompson. That is AKEELIA Thompson on YouTube. And hit those notification bells so that you will know whenever we go live with a brand new episode. We have a very special guest this morning. Her name is Althea Walters, and she is here to take us on a journey of purpose and killing chaos in our lives and businesses. You don't want to miss it. Hi there, if you're just joining us, guess what? You're right in time for our SIP feature. Let us know what you are having in the comment section. And can you guess what I'm having? Today, I'm having the Lasco chocolate mixed with nutmeg. You should try it too. As always, we cannot move forward into the show without giving acknowledgement to the one who gave us our skills, capabilities, energy, life, everything to get sold into purpose. So at this time, let us pray. Heavenly Father, ignite within us a fervent passion for your work you have called us to do, mighty God. Set our souls on fire with the dedication, enthusiasm, and a burning desire to make a meaningful impact on the world. As we navigate the challenges of joy each day, let the flames of purpose within us be a source of strength and resilience. Fan the embers of creativity, determination, and love so that we may serve others with a heart ablaze for your glory. Guard us against the winds of doubt and fear, and let the fire within us be a beacon of hope for those around us. May our actions reflect the warmth of your love and the brightness of the purpose you have set in our hearts. These and other unmentioned mercies we ask of you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen. Don't touch that dial. You know that we're stepping right into the purpose zone. Hi there. If you are just joining us, guess what? You've stepped into the purpose zone. Here in the purpose zone, this is where we take a few minutes to pause, reflect, and to see the practical insights that we need to live a more purposeful life. This morning, our focus is purpose and killing chaos in our lives and businesses. Chaos in its many forms can be an unruly force disrupting the harmony we seek in both personal and professional relationships. Fear not, as we unravel strategies, stories, and insights that you can use to illuminate the path to not just surviving, but thriving amidst the chaos. We'll explore the transformative journey of conquering chaos with purpose. From entrepreneurial ventures to personal development, we're here to set and also to uncover the secrets of those who have mastered the art of killing chaos. Get ready for a deep dive into stories of resilience, strategies for finding order in your disorder, and the transformative power of aligning one's purpose in the face of chaos. Join us in this enriching dialogue as we explore the nexus between purpose and the conquest of chaos. Because after all, purpose is the beacon that can guide us through any storm. That is purpose and killing the chaos in our lives and businesses. You know that up next, we have a wonderful soul story. You don't want to miss it. Hi there. If you're just joining us, welcome. I'm your host, Akeelia Thompson, and today we are going on a journey of purpose and killing chaos in our lives. Today, we're thrilled to have a remarkable guest who is on a mission to transform dreams into reality. Joining us is the extraordinary Mrs. Althea Walters, a dedicated productivity and business coach. Althea is not just a coach, she is a mechanism for change, helping entrepreneurs, leaders, and individuals navigate the elaborate journey towards success. With a fervent passion for guiding her clients, Althea specializes in turning chaos into clarity both in personal and professional realms. Her expertise lies in crafting actionable plans that can help you to unlock your full potential in any space. Guess what? She also believes it's not just about dreaming big, but it's also about taking the necessary steps that you need to manifest your dreams. Althea's personal journey of transformation adds a profound layer to her coaching approach. It all began when she reached a significant milestone in her life and realized that many of her own goals were not being met. And with that, she took a turn and decided to help others achieve their dreams. She's here today to take us on a journey of purpose and killing chaos in our lives and businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners, please help me to welcome Althea Walters to the Sold into Purpose podcast. Hi there, and welcome back to another episode on the Sold Into Purpose podcast. As always, we provide you with very special guests who are here to share their heartfelt stories so that you can get sold into purpose. Today, we have someone who is a leadership and also a coach expertise, and she helps persons, individuals, business owners, entrepreneurs, the whole works, to achieve your goals so that you can get sold into purpose, as well as to eliminate the chaos. So today she is here to take us on a journey of purpose and killing the chaos in our lives and businesses. I have with me today Mrs. Althea Walters. Welcome to the show, Althea, and how are you today?
Thank you so much, Akeelia. I am so happy to be here and I'm so looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to hearing all that you have to share. So you are this leadership and productivity coach, but before we got to this stage, I'm sure you had dreams and aspirations. So I just wanted to take our audience back. Tell us about little Althea. What was she like growing up and how she got to this point?
All right, great. So Althea, growing up was the one who was always being behind persons, making sure that they were okay. I heard those stories from my aunts, from my mom, from, my peers as well. Then, journeying into high school. So that started even before I reached high school, right? So journeying into high school, I was the one who was always involved in activities as well. And always the one that was being pushed forward to do this, take on roles, that type of person. Maybe in those settings, other people may say that, those things come out in our culture. But I was always up for the task, and I was just always the one to explore, to learn new things. I believe that I always wanted to learn things. And then, I knew I actually wanted, when you talk about ambitions and aspirations, right? I knew I wanted to teach. So one of my goals was to become a teacher, right? And you went to university, you do different things. I did do formal teaching in school, etc. But that did not become the ultimate goal. So, we left that aside and we went on in life. Now I'm just fast forwarding to adulthood, right? You'd have gone into different roles and you'd have done different things. But when I was on my own journey now to become, I was almost 35 years old. I was about to celebrate my 35 years of life, my 35th birthday. And it dawned on me that, but all of these goals and these dreams that you have in life, you did nothing about them. So I actually became so overwhelmed. Everything came at the same time because I'm now wondering, all right, what am I going to do next? Am I doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing? We talk about purpose. And it so happened that along the way, I knew I wanted to do teaching, training, that type of thing, that type of thing. And so what happened was there's this 99-year-old woman who is a family friend. And I was around her. And at the time, she said to me, Althea, you know what? Every time I remember you as a little girl, you're always teaching the kids. You're always helping them to do their homework. You were always there. And I was in awe. This lady is 99 years old, reminding me of my purpose, reminding me of the things that I am good at, my gift, my natural gift, just reminding me of the things that I'm passionate about. And at that point in time, remember, I was on my way to celebrate my 35th birthday and wondering, why am I not doing the things am I supposed to do and all of that? And so that was a turning point for me. I got the validation and the verification that I needed to push forward.
For persons who are, luckily for you, you recognize that you were on a path and you weren't achieving what you needed to at that particular point in time. But from an earlier stage, going back in school, so to speak, what advice would you give to persons or practical steps that they can take to identify what exactly their purpose is?
So it's not as clean cut. I may have given you a summary, but it's not as clean cut. One of the things that I always say is that we sometimes are not always aware of our natural gifts and talents, right? it is okay, and I encourage it for persons to explore different things, right? To try different things. Some of us get it very early. If you know the creatives, they come and they're artists and they're drawing and they're doing all these type of things, and you see how them decorate. Those things are usually very obvious. The persons who can sing well, that side of the industry. However, there are others who you have other gifts, but until you participate in things, until you do activities, until you participate in other relationships, become a part of different groups, then you will learn what you're good at. People will give you feedback, and you will get the conviction that, I really like doing this. I really liked when I stood up and speak. I really liked how that felt. I really liked trying to figure out things on the technical side. And so you will become more aware, but if you're not putting yourself out there and so people can see you, you may not know what it is that you need to do.
And I'm glad you said that, because in a previous episode we shared that faith without works is dead. And oftentimes we have the dreams and we have the aspirations, but we do not do anything with them, nor do we get into the particular spaces where other persons can help to unearth those gifts. So for persons who are listening and watching, it's important for you to put yourself out there. It can be frightening, but you won't know until you know.
Yes.
And you're at this stage now, Althea, where you have found some sense of purpose, but I just want you to define for our audience, what does purpose mean to you?
Right. So for me, purpose to me is doing the things that I believe in and that I believe can make a contribution to others, a contribution to myself and a contribution to others. The things that we continuously doing that don't drain us. We're drawn to these things, and they make a difference and impact on our lives and in the lives of other people.
Wow. And we're also looking on chaos. So we have purpose, we have the chaos. I'm going about my business, living my life. I don't know or have a clean cut, as you mentioned before, of what chaos is. Suppose I'm living in chaos and thinking that it's, how do we identify and eliminate elements of chaos in our lives?
Well, hold the elimination part until we come back, right? But identify. Let us talk about identifying the chaos. Now, in our lives, chaos looks like a lot of things. And I'm going to start at clutter, right? I'm going to start at clutter. Clutter can be physical and mental, right? And so we don't identify the mental clutter easily because we're not seeing it. So if inside of your house or inside of the spaces that you operate in, you can see clutter, but some of us are very immune to it, and we like to say that I can function in this organization and I know where to find my stuff, etc. Right? However, it is also something that is restricting you, because at the same time, when you can operate inside a cluttered area, you can go much faster if the things were uncluttered and organized. Now, that is a clutter that you can easily identify, the physical clutter, right? A lot of paper around you, so it slows you down, you can't find things, all of these things. Now, clutter in the mind. Clutter in the mind can look like, I have too many things that I have to choose, right? So because I have too many things to choose and I don't know where to start, that is clutter, right? Too many ideas. You want to do things, but there's too many ideas. That's clutter, right? And so you now have decisions to make. When we also don't make decisions, and it doesn't have to be around the ideas alone, when you don't make the decisions and they continue to pile on and to grow and to increase, now you have too many decisions to make in life. Clutter, right? So it doesn't get your brain in a way that it can function, because you're now just thinking about everything that is spiraling, right? And so what does that lead to? Clutter leads to you feeling stuck. Clutter leads to you feeling disorganized, right? And clutter leads to you having overwhelm. And so you have too many things to manage. So there are so many ripple effects. But that's just a synopsis of what clutter can look like physically and mentally. And the mental clutter is the worst. Yes.
For myself, and maybe others would have experienced it, if it is that I'm getting into a space where I'm having mental clutter, then it starts to play out in the physical space. And then what I have to do is I'm like, okay, I normally organize this here. Why is this not here? Because I look when I catch that, no, that is when I stop and start to put things in order. And even in doing the physical work, it also gives me a mental break to start.
Yeah.
Because I'm go down. So that's another sign persons you can look out for. Maybe you're somebody who's you normally keep your place organized, but over time you start looking and realizing that things are piece by piece falling out of space. So something that we can do. You spoke about the mind and the purpose, wellness, and all the other things that we would have covered in previous episodes. It all boils down to ourselves and how we come together and put these things into perspective to achieve purpose. When we talk about purpose, it's also linked to mindset. Share a little bit about our mindset and how that can help us to live a purpose-driven life.
All right, so when we think about mindset, actually that is the biggest hurdle that we all have to get over in life. It doesn't even matter what we want to do. Whether in life, work, or business, your mindset is the most powerful tool that you have to put to work. And our mindset causes us to, when we think about the limitations, and we talk about limiting beliefs and all of those limiting factors, it goes back to mindset. Who am I being? Who do I need to become to be that purposeful person, right? So we now have to be able to pull up ourselves, and not everybody can pull up themselves by themselves. And this is why we have to seek help, and we have to talk to persons and get into rooms and get into environments that can help us and to lift our mind to be at the level that it needs. Now, to do purpose work, you have to be intentional, right? And if it is that you are going to be intentional, that means your mindset needs to be in line. It needs to line up with the action that you have envisioned for yourself. So it means that we have to now do a lot of things to help us build that muscle of the mind, because that is where it makes us or breaks us, right? It doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter how gifted you are. It doesn't matter what skill sets you have or the tools that you have to do it. If your mind is the blocker, if your mindset is not in gear, it will not lead to purposeful work, and it will not lead you to take action. So mindset is a very important tool and muscle that we have to build to become intentional and purposeful.
I'm glad you mentioned intentionality, because you shared a quote and it says, high performance is not an accident. Tell us, what does that mean?
Not an accident, right? Not an accident. You actually have to be doing things consistently. Look at high performers. If you have to look at even our own Usain Bolt, we talk about the athletes, the other athletes in the world. High performance is not like they're doing something today and they forget about it and they say, oh, 3 months time I'm going to do it. If you look at the persons who consistently work on their talent, work on improving their performance, work on their gift, that is where you see the results, because they understand that success is assisting, right? They understand that to get the results, you can't do it today and don't do it tomorrow. High performance requires a habit that you're going to own and do every day, every week, every month, every year, right? So to get to high performance, people who are lazy can't get to high performance. That's why it can't be, it's not an accident, right? And if it's so buck-ups that you did something today and you did it excellently, can you repeat that pattern? That's what high performance means. I can repeat it. because I have acquired the skills, I have honed the habits, I have consistently implemented my methods and my tools, I have consistently followed my discipline, right? And my processes to get to where I am. So it cannot be an accident. We have to work towards it.
You said success is a system.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Apostle Joshua Selman, and he shared a message recently, and he said that people will applaud you today for today's excellence, but they won't applaud you for the same excellence tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
If some of us, we live that we did it once and we did it well, and we use that as the trump card going out.
Yes.
We have to do it again and again, because there's always room for improvement. And some persons believe that once they have a taste of success, they believe that, okay, I've done it, so this is it. But there's always room for growth, and that's something that invest in consistently. Let's see. This is a key factor that any leadership person or guru on LinkedIn or any other platform, this is something that they always put in it. I know personally that it can be hard, especially if you're being dedicated to something. What are some things, practical tools that we can use to facilitate consistency? Do we need planners? Do we need reminders? To-do lists, automated systems? What do we need to foster consistency?
All right. So when we talk about these things, people the to-do list, the things, they're all encompassing and they all add up to make this consistency work. And people will, it's cliche. So sometimes people don't even pay attention to it. However, it's a tool. Now we talk about, remember earlier we were talking about eliminating the chaos. Now you have to eliminate chaos before you can reach consistency. So, right. So on my journey, I'm going to backtrack now. So on my journey, and I am now building out my training and coaching business. And I realized that, remember, we talk about clutter in the mind. And as much as I was clear on the goal, the path to get to the goal was not clear, right? And it's not always clear. However, you now need to unclutter the mind, organize the mind, and get into gear with that. So on my journey, I created a planner called My Goal Tracker. I know I needed a tool to help organize me. I know I needed a tool to help structure me. And it was not a regular notebook, right? It was not a regular notebook. I needed to see boxes. I needed to see something organized over here. I needed to see some motivational tips. I needed to see steps and things to help me properly break down my goal to get to where I wanted to go. And so I created a planner called My Goal Tracker. Now, to get to consistency, we need tools and processes, right? My Goal Tracker is one of my tools. Another tool is a to-do list, right? You're making sure that you can capture the things that you need to take action on. Another tool is a calendar. How do you utilize your calendar well to know how much time you have allocated to different things? Because we struggle with the fact that, I just have a list of things to do, but we really, if we had to go very deep, we could have 10 things to do and we wanted to do 10 things in one day, but we did not know how much time each of those 10 things will take or how bulky the task is. Now, those 10 things could be at least 4 days work, but we are under the impression that we can get it done, right? And so when we don't have those practices and we don't know how, and we don't know how to tailor our work or to plan our work properly, then it affects us in terms of execution to get to consistency. So first, you do have to clear the clutter, the chaos that is in your mind for you to then take action. Now, when you have cleared the clutter and the chaos, where you get clarity, you then now have to create the capacity to do something. You don't reach consistency yet, because start doing the work. You just clear the clutter, you just clear the chaos. Now you have to create the capacity to now do something, right? And capacity, the space. A lot of us struggle and we say we don't have enough time to do X, but we have not even done a time audit, but all of a sudden everybody want more time. We ain't getting any more time. So if we're not getting any more time, we have to create and clear the space to do meaningful things and to do things that matter for us to get the result that we want. So when we have created this capacity to do the things, and we have structured ourselves, and we are better able to maximize the time that we're given. And so with that capacity comes self-management. How are we managing ourselves towards getting the results that we want? When I reach consistency yet. Right? Now you have identified the capacity to do the work. You have identified the time when you can do it. You have to build in those habits and the repetition. I am doing this at a standard time of the day. I'm doing this at a standard time of the morning. This is my best productive hours where I can focus and get the work done. This is the time when I plan my work. We sometimes just want to go straight to execution and we don't plan. It's a bottleneck. It stops us. It keeps us stuck, or we start and then we have to go back to the beginning. Now, consistency is repeated habits, processes, and systems.
So that's again.
Consistency is repeated habits, processes, and systems. Mm-hmm. And so for you to get to repeated habits and behaviors and processes, we have to set them up. We have to know what habits work. We have to know what don't work. We have to know the processes that we're putting in place to help us to thrive. Right? Sometimes the processes that you put in place may be other people helping you with something to take something off your plate. So, you can be very consistent at doing the next set of things that are very meaningful and impactful for what you want to become. Right? So before we get to consistency, we have to clear the chaos and the clutter. We have to create the capacity, and then we have to do the work. This is why I said the thing is not an accident. Excellence is not an accident. High performance is not an accident. You have to do the work, and you have to do it consistently to get the results that you want.
You mentioned capacity, and thank you so much for sharing that. And I trust that persons are out there, you're listening and you're taking notes, because this is very valuable information. You mentioned capacity, and sometimes when we do that analysis, we would realize that we need external assistance. How do we know when is the right time to extend that? Or can we do this by ourselves based on what we have at hand?
So I'm going to give you a simple way of how to identify it. Some of us would have identified goals. They do say that, 92% of people who set goals at the beginning of the year, they don't go through with it, right? It's 8% of that total that go through to execution. Now, sometimes we have been setting goals for 5 years, 10 years, and we don't make a move. No, that is enough. That is enough indication that you need help. You don't need nothing else. It's clear. You can't do it alone. You need help. If you have the same goal every year and you have not started, you have not done anything, you need help.
Wow.
Right? That's one. No, there's another level that you have started, you have done a lot of planning, you are brain dumping, you are looking at all the things that you need to do. However, sometimes we struggle with prioritizing, breaking down the tasks to make it more easier to execute. As much as it sounds simple leaving my lips, it's not as simple as how it sounds, right? And not a lot of people can do it by themselves. And so if you are in that state where you don't know where to start or where next to move to, or probably you have been doing certain things, but you realize that the level of result that you're getting is, there's more. There's more, then seek help. So we can stop there.
All right, so we are still talking about purpose. Speaking about the chaos, how can having a clear sense of purpose help us to make informed decisions? Because you mentioned earlier that we may have multiple decisions in our heads just looming around. But how can setting out our purpose help us to make or take that particular decision?
Right. When you are doing things that you are definitely destined to do, it's very clear, right? It's very clear as to the why that you're doing it. It's very clear as to the objectives that you need to do, etc. Yes, you may from time to time reach out for support, but that why and that objective is very clear. Now, when things come to you to do, or there are opportunities that come to you, and then, these things will be in front of you, you will have certain methods just based on your standards, just based on what is it that you know you want to achieve, that this is not for me, I am going to eliminate that. Right? So there are things that just are not aligned with the direction that we're going. That is just supposed to just be a no. Right? So you can make a quick decision about that. There are other things that it may not be the time. Right? So the decision is, let me delay until 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. So there are things that we will say no to, we'll just eliminate them, or there are things that we can delay. And that decision will help. And then there are things that you can outsource. You know, you want to do it, but at the same time, maybe you don't have the capacity to do it, because sometimes we don't realize that capacity is so important. You don't have the capacity to do it, so you can outsource a piece of it and let somebody start it for you until it comes back into the pipeline for what you want to do.
Wow. Achieving your goals. We go through different things, and beyond the chaos that is in our minds and happening around us, we also face different challenges. How do we stay resilient in our pursuit of our goals?
Wow. So, you know, from time to time, we're going to get sidetracked. We're going to get thrown off. Life happens. Life keeps on happening. And as long as the goal remains the same, your goal is not changing. You know this is for you. You know this is what you want to do. Many times we just have to delay. We have to deal with life. No, we have to take a break. There are times in my life that look, I would have been above the surface and people would have just been seeing you out there. And then for another 3-6 months, you don't see me. And that's okay, because we have to know when to step back. We have to know when to go below the radar. A lot of times, even as people, you see them pushing, they have to reset their brain. Right? They have to find time to recoup. And so that is important. So you're going to get derailed. Another thing that I would say to people is that staying resilient and being strong and moving towards your goal also requires you to sharpen your axe, right? So you have to learn new things, get into new spaces where you can be rejuvenated, be among people, maybe going to conferences, maybe sitting in on a webinar, you know, those different things that you need to know, sharpen your axe to then go back in to and stay resilient, because you also have to look to the future. How can I do things differently? So there are many different ways, and those are just a few.
Right. I believe that in our pursuit, many persons are afraid of the pause, because we are pulled into the space where we have to consistently be going, or maybe in the state of comparison, you're like, John is doing this, so I have to do this or outdo John. And and pausing is very crucial aspect of how we move forward, because sometimes we have to reset, as you mentioned. You have to go back to the drawing board. Maybe we don't have the skills and the capabilities at the time, and there's no problems at all re-upgrading and reaching into the spaces. So taking that pause or the break, whatever you want to call it, it's very important, not just for your goals but for your mental health, because one you. So if you expire, then what happens to your goals? You spoke about your goal tracker, and this is something that falls under your business. Can you tell us about your business and what you do on a professional basis?
Sure. So my business is BlazingBeyond, and I do corporate training, I do coaching, and I do consultancy. And so I work with, you did say it at the beginning, I work with individuals, I work with organizations, and I work with business owners. And I help them to train their staff on the soft skills side. I do leadership training, productivity coaching, etc. And the goal tracker, where it falls, it's a tool, it's a productivity tool. So if I am doing a productivity session, I am doing a planning session, the goal tracker is a tool that helps persons to keep focused on their actions and their things that they need to get done, and also just get them going. So what it does is that it refocuses you. It gives you daily, weekly, and monthly and quarterly plans, and so you can use it. So it's a tool that is used inside the business. However, The tool is also available to other persons. But we do corporate training, we do coaching, and we do consultancy.
Awesome stuff. So I'm listening to you, Althea, and there are persons who will say, I've seen the grand marketing online. They've seen, okay, if you need a business coach, if you need a this type of coach, sign up. I'll help you to get your results. People sign up and they end up with pretty much generic information, and it's really a waste of their time and also their investment, because you're seeking for something that can help them to move to the next level. I don't want them to look and say, Akeelia, you have Althea on and this is just for show. Please tell the people, or someone who's listening, your potential clients and the audience, in a very practical way. I come to Althea, I have my business, I'm an individual, a lot is happening, I really want to refocus. Maybe I'm 40 and things have not happened. I need the help. I'm a business owner just starting up, or I am somebody who is in leadership and I need that focus to bring my organization to the next level. When we come to you, how can you help us?
Sure. So persons come to me for different reasons, and persons come to me at their different life journeys, right? And their different business journeys. So one of the things I always say is that if you are ready for a change, if you are ready to take the next step, then you will get the result. There's no question that you will get the result, right? So awareness and readiness are two important factors for you to go into a coaching program. If you have the full self-awareness that these are the areas that I'm fully struggling with and I am open to receive help, right? So if you come and you're not open to receive help, I cannot guarantee that you're going to get the results. So that is a requirement for you to be a part of like the individual sessions that we do. And so that is important. However, so here's what I normally do. There are three things, no matter where, if you come to me in leadership, if you come to me from an individual level or business, etc. 3 skills that are required, 3 sets of things. We focus on mindset, we focus on skill set, and we focus on tool set. If your mind is not ready, you can't move. Then we're going to get into, okay, these are your skills. Let us see where we need to be. Let us see what the offerings are. Let us see what we're going to do. Now, your tool set, what tools do you have to help you to get you to what you want to do, or to help you to accomplish what you need at this point in your life, at this point in your journey, at this point in your leadership, and at this point in your business? Now, I may not even say those 3 categories, but at the end of the day, those are the things that we're going to be working on, and deliberately. And that's why I say you have to have an openness to receive help. So if you're not ready, it's not going to work.
That's true. And the persons are coming for help, but the mindset, as we are here and we're talking about it, is important. So I want you to share with us, tell us about some programs and maybe some upcoming workshops that you wish to highlight.
Sure. So I do goal planning workshops, and I do that for small groups and large groups. I do that for friends who want to do their goal planning sessions together for the new year with families, and also for corporates who want to do it for their staff as well. So we do goal planning workshops. We also do, on our corporate training side, we do leadership workshops, leadership training. So we have stepping into management, and we focus on leadership development. So we do have that for corporates who want to train their managers and their supervisors and their leaders. And for our businesses, we have programs that, organize your business. We work with the business partners. We talk about killing the chaos. A lot of persons want to make sure that they set up their processes right, that they get organized so that they can then do business, right? Because when your business is in a state of chaos and clutter, you're not able to move faster, whether life or work or business. When we're in a state of clutter or chaos, we're not able to move faster. So I do offer organize your business programs for business owners as well. And of course, each level we have our one-to-one coaching programs, and that is always available to everyone.
So
as a synopsis.
If you are out there, you have your business, you need the assistance. And I was talking to Althea earlier, and I said to her that this is a time where persons, we eat a lot and we do all of these things and we wait until January to set our goals. But if we create these goals now, we are 10 steps ahead of the game. We are looking on persons. We spoke about chaos as an individual, and you touched a little bit about chaos and the leadership. But I just want you just to expound on it. Purpose-driven leadership. How can this help to eliminate chaos in the organization?
Oh, you're going to need another program for this. However, let's just look at it in a nutshell. Is that, there is a difference when you have leaders who come from a place where they're serving human beings.
Wow.
We don't start serve employees yet. You get where I'm going? And so when we come from that space where if my role is to lead human beings, then how would I want to be led as a human being? But when we get to the point where we will probably speak to persons inside of a role, this is your role and this we're speaking to this type of person, or we're not looking at it holistically. We can't serve people. So leadership is about serving others, not directing others. Yes, you'll have the direction and everything that comes along with it, but first it is serving others. And so if we're going to talk about purpose-driven leaders, what is my purpose as a leader? What is it that I want to be remembered for? What is it that I want to be known for? What is my standard? When they talk about Akeelia, what do the other persons who I lead, when they talk about Akeelia, are they smiling, Do they feel good talking about Akeelia? When they talk about Althea, is it the same thing? What is it that we want to be known for? No, so we have to look at the holistic approach when it comes on to leadership and being able to lead human beings before we can talk about leading teams.
That is a lot to ponder on. We are out there as an individual. Maybe we have identified the chaos in our lives and we're seeking for solutions. What's the next step? How should we go about not just seeking any and anything to help us, but how do we identify the right type of solution that we need, so to speak?
Right. So it depends on where you are. I always say that people are at different stages in their journey. And sometimes just talking it through with somebody will help you get to the solution better. There's some people who by the time they just need a kickstart. They just need somebody to just help them to just declutter and just package something, and then they will see all the results for themselves. Some other persons need hand-holding support. Sometimes we don't know that we need the hand-holding support, right? So you really you may not be able to identify it yourself. If you're struggling for a long while, that's why I said, if you keep on setting the same goal, you're not moving, you need help, right? So you may come to a point that, okay, I need help, but I don't know what is the exact type of help I need. Then you have to get an expert who is going to help you to do it. And they may come up with solutions or help you come to the solution of what action you should take.
Awesome. We are here at almost the end of November, going into December. Can you please stress to someone why it's important for them to take a day, take a few hours to sit down and set some goals for the new year?
Well, there is a famous saying that nobody's coming to save you. Nobody but yourself, right? And this brings me to the point that even now you realize that a lot of people have come to a place where they feel unfulfilled. They are struggling because they're not yet doing the things that are meaningful to them. And so that level of unfulfillment has increased. We talk about, you mentioned earlier about comparison, right? And persons comparing themselves to others. Persons would have even be thinking that, okay, I've been doing this job for a while, I may need to, change my career, or I may need to do something different. Some people may want to start a business and, oh, but I need to get this thing done, but you have been thinking about it for a while. Family goals, you may need to do something. Maybe it's to buy a house. Maybe it's to, get an investment property. Maybe, something like that. Some people want to go bigger. They want to expand their business. Or they may just be some persons who are just starting out in life and they just need a roadmap. No, the saying that says nobody's coming to save you, it means that we have to do it ourselves. And without a plan, it's like we're just a chicken running around without a head. And so we need directions. We need a goal for us to work towards. We need to do things that make us feel fulfilled. And so because of that, I implore you to make sure that you take the time to plan for your life and plan for your goal, because nobody's going to do it for you. Somebody can support you in doing it, but you are ultimately accountable for your life, your fulfillment, and your happiness.
I hope someone heard that. And before we close, Althea, as you were talking, something came to me is that we have the plans, we are getting the help that we need, but sometimes in order for us to take the first step, we have fear, we have doubt, we have anxiety. How do we overcome these limiting beliefs?
What I would say is that, when they talk about, some things do sound cliche, right? First, I will ask you to write down the things that are stopping you. Write down the things that are blocking you. Write down all the limiting beliefs you have. Some limiting beliefs manifest like, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, nobody cares about me, something as simple as that, nobody values me, or maybe I won't add anything valuable to people. There are so many different things that stop us. You don't think you're capable of many things. The first step is actually to write them down. Write them down so that you can acknowledge them. No, it won't make it go away immediately, but it will take it out of your head. And when we talk about fear, people fear things, and sometimes we fear things that we never even try, right? So we don't even know how we would have reacted to it. But to get over fear is that the thing that you fear, you have to try it and keep on doing it, right? It's like riding a bicycle. You started riding the bicycle, you drop off, you come again, you get some bruises, and you try again. And so your fear of falling off the bicycle has reduced. So if we put our fears to a test, it will subside. And it will actually, when it subsides, it actually increases your confidence to do better. So those are just some preliminary tips.
And we thank you for that. And quickly, how important is faith? Does faith play a role in any of this? Purpose, achieving our goals, life, business? What's your take on faith?
Yeah, that goes back to mindset. I do believe in faith. We have to believe that it is possible. We have to believe that the things that we want to do in life, the things that are there, are reachable and it can be done. And so because if we don't believe that, then who do we want to believe it for us? So we actually have to actually have faith in the things that we set out to do, and then take action and do the work to see it manifest.
We will take the action and we'll do the work to get the manifestation. But your final parting words, Althea, to the audience on purpose, faith, goals, business, life, ending a year and going into a new year. What are your final parting words of encouragement to our audience?
Yes. So I would say that, life is a series of decisions. And when you then take the necessary decisions to advance your life, work towards your goals, and then make sure that you take the time to plan and create the space to do the work to achieve your goals and your results, then we will feel and be much more fulfilled in life.
Thank you so much for that. For persons who are listening, we spoke about faith, we spoke about success being a system. Excellence is not an accident. Putting in work behind what we need to do. Clearing out the chaos in our lives, in our minds, in our businesses. As a leader, who am I and how do I wish to be remembered? All of these things, you can only get them here on the Sold Into Purpose podcast. Althea, thank you so much for sharing with us. It is a profound session for me. I am here doing some reflection and taking in the gems, and I trust that this has really blessed someone. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You're most welcome.
All right, that's it, everyone. Until next week, we're back with another soul story. See you. Bye. If you are out there and you believe that you have a story or you wish to partner with us here on the Soul Into Purpose podcast, guess what? You are free to do so at 876-427-7067 or send us an email at souledintopurpose@gmail.com. That is SOULED intopurpose@gmail.com. Today we had a very thought-provoking session. We spoke with Mrs. Althea Walters and she shared some wonderful gems. Success is a system and we must develop consistency. Guess what? Excellence. It is not an accident. You have to put in the work. It is important for you to believe in yourselves. Let go of the limiting beliefs as well as get rid of the chaos by looking at our immediate environment or perhaps decluttering our minds, as well as let us use some tools and systems to help us achieve our goals, because a man without a vision, what will he do? If you want these powerful gems and more, you can only get them here on the Sold Into Purpose podcast. Please feel free to share this episode with someone. Let us know what your favorite episode is. And as always, let somebody know who will let somebody know whenever we go live that we join you each and every Wednesday morning right here on the Soul Into Purpose podcast at 6 a.m. sharp. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm your host, Akeelia Thompson. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Akeelia Thompson. That is AKEELIA Thompson. And follow us on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Sold Into Purpose. That is SOULED into Purpose. Blessings. Until next time, walk good. Bye.